This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, good evening. Is Suresh here?
Good evening, Suresh. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, guys. Good evening, one and all. Okay. So, guys, in our session today, we are going to look towards the data loads, the way how we can perform the data uploads in the SuccessFactors system. In that context, we have it again divided into two parts: foundation data uploads and then followed by the employee data uploads, two separate parts. And under foundation data uploads, again, the legacy foundation objects upload separately, that is the locations, pay ranges, pay grades, what we create through manage org job pay structures, and MDF foundation objects like business units, divisions, departments. If that are to be loaded, MDF objects, how do we upload that? So first two versions of the foundation objects upload and then the employee data uploads. This will be the order. So it will even extend to tomorrow also, I guess. We'll look into it. So that is what the data uploads agenda that we'll be now taking up. So before that, any specific questions from anyone on the previous topics, workflows, event reasons, rules, derivations, anything? Anyone? Okay, so in terms of data uploads, guys, so if we are required to now upload any foundation objects, so we have the normal foundation objects which we access through the manage org job pay structures, and then we have the MDF foundation objects which we access through manage data. So let me open this org job pay structures. So here normally locations, pay ranges, anything we create from this manage org job pay structure, and we get this kind of a screen where the fields like the start date, code, name, description, status, time zone, zero zone, all these different fields is what we are going to fill on the front end screen. The same things if I have to upload at a time, if a customer has say 30 locations across the globe. So 30 locations I sitting here in this manage org job pay structures and doing one by one, create new location, create new location. It will take couple of hours one by one. See in the Excel sheet, customer gives something, seeing there and pasting here, creating all this, it will take 2 hours. So to avoid that, we can have that job done in just 5 minutes by uploading it. So for importing the foundation data, you have import foundation data as an option. Import foundation data, this is an option that we have. So here in this, we have an option to choose what data you are planning to load. So locations or pay components or frequencies, ranges, whatever you want to upload, whichever foundation object, you can select it here. So that is the location object. Once you choose the object what you want to load, next you have the type of upload, full purge or incremental load. So what is this full purge or incremental load is, whenever say example there are few location records in the system, say example there are 100 locations. Now on top of those 100 locations, if you want to load some new locations, so 10 more locations, that is 110. So that is where you will use incremental load. Already there are 100 in the system, you are going to upload 10 more, it becomes 110, that is the incremental load. But full purge is an option where on the existing records, if any of the existing records, if you want to delete them and replace with your new records, whatever you upload, what are you loading now, only that should be in the system and the previous record should be deleted. In that case, we use full purge. So full purge will basically cleaning up the existing data. It will override the existing data. Say if I choose increment option, system will not say anything. But when I choose full purge, system will throw a warning message. Please note this import will override all the existing data is what it says. Existing data will be completely overridden with the new data what you are loading. Okay, so this will cause the data loss. the previous data loss. So only for such situations where you're intentionally planning to clean up the existing data and upload something new. Now whatever I upload through my file, only that should be there, or everything old should be deleted. Then only we should go for full purge, which will very rare cases only happen. Maximum we use incremental load only. What we already have in the system, on top of it I want to create anything new. I don't want to clean up the existing thing and upload something. That will be the very few cases only that will that requirement comes up. So but SF has given both the options, full purge and incremental, where incremental is a regular option and you don't have any warnings, but when you full purge it will alert us. Whatever data that got overridden completely, you cannot even recover it back, completely gone. Okay, that is the way. So these are the options through which we can select the object what you want to upload, incremental load. And now for uploading you need a file. That file format is what you want to have, and here on the top you have this download a blank CSV template. These are all the different foundation objects, where if I want to download the location object template, just click on this location as an object. You will be able to download this location object over here. 1 second. Just open that. Yeah. So this is how the location object will be looking like, guys. Location object related upload file. What all fields you normally see on the front end whenever you're creating a location: date, code, name, description, status, location group, all these fields, the same set of fields is what you will have horizontally appearing here. In this screen, whatever you see vertically, here they are horizontally aligned. That's the only difference. Okay, it's not any new fields coming up. The same fields what you see on the front end, you will even upload in the upload process. So here in this, you are required to fill, you are sure that you are filling all the mandatory fields, guys. Whatever mandatory fields you have, all that mandatory fields you have to make sure that you are filling. The non-mandatory fields, it's up to you. If you have the data given by the customer, you can maintain, else not a problem. Okay, and there is some other considerations that we are required to follow. Now I'll maintain one sample record in front of you, and I'll show you how to maintain that record. Okay, just a moment. So I'll start maintaining a record. Say if I want to update a new location, I'll just keep it as cust_loc custom location March 17th. Okay, as the code of this location. Next, end date we will never maintain in SuccessFactors. It's only the start date we have to maintain. System will automatically take the end date as 31/12/9999. The infinite date the system will take. Now the name of the location, I'll just give it as custom location March 17 as the location name. Next, start date. From which date is this new location applicable in your business? Say example, your company might be established in 1985, but the location is not effective since 1985. So one location is your main location in 1985. After 5 years, you opened a second branch in 1990, 1998, like the different years. So now this location, it's a new location. I am going to upload it for 1st of March. It has started from 1st of March 2021. Like this, I can maintain it. Okay, but this is the normal Indian date format. Whenever you are uploading MDF in any foundation object, legacy foundation object or the MDF foundation object, the format you are required to follow is mm/dd/yyyy, which is the US English format. This date format you are required to follow. Month followed by date followed by year. That way. So to do that, first you enter the date in your own normal format and just make a right click. You will have this format cells in the Excel. Using this format cells, we can make this as mm/dd/yyyy, the format. So previously whatever is the 1st of March we used to see, it is changed as March 1st. So that is month came first followed by date. This is the way. So this is a mandatory format of dates whenever you are uploading legacy foundation objects or MDF foundation objects, anything for foundation objects upload, this is a format. Next, the description. So custom location, same, the same name is what I'm going to give it as event description, the same one I'm pasting. Status of this location. So anything that you upload, you have active or inactive status. So definitely newly being created things will be active. If after 5 years, 10 years, if your company is stopping the operations in this location, and then we'll turn it into inactive. So as of now, a newly created thing should be active, where we are supposed to give the code of it, not the label. For any existing fields, you are required to give the code. Labels, descriptions is fine, but status is a drop down field even on the front end. So these are free text, name and description, that is fine. But when it comes to status, that's a drop down field where active, inactive you have. For that, A stands for active and I stands for inactive. The code is what you are supposed to give, not the label, guys. Next, location group. So every location will have a location group, like so for the locations of what do you say, like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Trivandrum, we can have South India as a location group created for the south locations. One more group as location North India, and we can create one more location group as North India and create few North India locations in that. That way we can have different location groups. So in this system, I have North America as a location group, North America. I want to assign my custom location of North America under my custom location under this North America location group. So North underscore AMER is the location code, location group code. I have to give the code again, not the label. North underscore AMER. That is what the code I are required to give. Mandatory that you are required to follow that, guys. That's North underscore AMER. Whatever is a code given here, same way. North underscore AMER, N capital, the same thing. Next, time zone. Time zone is where you are required to maintain the label. This GMT +1, GMT +2, you will not maintain that. So for every time zone, they have given this wording first, Africa slash something, Africa slash something like this. You have different things. So that time zone is required to give with the label. That is one you are required to follow. Say this custom location, I want to keep it as US underscore Eastern time zone. So that as it is, copy, paste it here. US underscore time zone. Okay, for time zone, the label is what you give. Next, again, standard hours, standard weekly hours. So on a per week, how many hours you'll work? 40 hours. What is the geo zone? So every location belongs to one geographical zone. So here you have the different geographical zones as. So for geographical zone, I have say urban, suburban, metro, non-metro, like that we have. So I want to maintain it as USA suburban. For that, USA underscore suburb is the code I am required to follow. This one again, copy, paste it as a geographical zone code. Like this, everywhere codes are what you will be going on. And till here, these are all the fields of the location object till the zero zone. Next, you have one association field. Every location has its parent legal entity, right? So here you can associate that. So now I want to associate my location with US legal entity. So the code of US legal entity is what you are required to enter. 1710 is the code of US legal entity. Here the way 2500 is the Western Netherlands legal entity. For Western US, it's 1710. That is what I've given, the legal entity code. And then followed by you have the address fields, guys. So this location belongs to which country? In the, as per that country, whatever are the address fields you are required to maintain. Even this address details are also available here itself on the right hand side. If you expand, all the address fields are there. First comes the country I have to choose here. I want to first keep the country, where country is a mandatory field. So I will keep the country as United States. USA is the code of the country of United States of America. Code is USA. And other fields, address line 1, address line 2, all are not mandatory. So I am not going to fill all that now. Only country is mandatory in the address format. So that I am filling in this way. That's it. This is the way how we are required to fill the CSV templates to upload the foundation objects. I maintain one record. Like this, you want to maintain 10, 100, 20, any number of locations you can upload in this file through this format. So the three key points to be noted is date format. mm/dd/yyyy is the date format that we use for any date fields in the foundation objects or MDF foundation objects upload. Any date field that comes up, this is a format. First thing to be noted. Next, everywhere you are required to give the codes of the fields, not the labels, codes of the fields. So only for time zone that will come as that label US/Eastern, but for everything it is a code. Location group, geographical zone, legal entity, country, everything, these are the codes is what you are required to give, not the labels. Okay, so this way we are required to prepare a file, making sure last one more thing is mandatory fields. Whatever fields are mandatory on the front end, the same fields are obviously mandatory through upload process also. So whatever are mandatory, you have to check it on the front end. As per that, make sure that columns are given with the data. That's it. Save this file and we can upload. So that is the same place. Import foundation data, selected as location, incremental load on top of the existing locations, new location I want to upload, and real-time threshold is something mentioned as 10 by default. Real-time threshold of 10. What does this mean is, whenever we are uploading the files, if the number of records in the file are less than or equal to 10, if the number of records in this file are less than or equal to 10, then it will immediately give you the result, guys. It will just upload it immediately in front of you and it will give you the result here itself on the screen. How many successful among the 10, how many errors, what are the errors, everything. But if the number of records are going beyond 10, system will not immediately upload here in the front end. It will go as a background job. It will go as a background job. That means whenever I choose a file and click on import button, if the number of records are say 100, it will take the entire raw file, attach whatever file you attached here, the entire raw file will be taken into SF server. Internally, it will perform all the validations, whatever mandatory field checks, date formats, codes formats, everything it will check. If everything is fine, it will automatically upload in the background. Once it is uploaded, after 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you will receive a log email on your mail ID confirming the upload has been successful, in which out of 100, 90 are successful and 10 are errors. What are the errors? All that it will give you the detail. So that is when the number of records are beyond 10, it goes as a background job. So why it goes as a background job is, say if we allow everything to be loaded on the front end, say if the customer is loading 10,000 records or 1,000 records and all, it will take a lot of time. The screen just keeps on showing loading. It will show loading symbol. Okay, where until that upload is done, you are required to wait and you cannot close that screen. So to avoid that, if the number of records are 10 or less than 10, it will not take more than 1 minute also. Immediately it can show you the display results that can close. But when the number of records are going more in number, SF recommends to do it as a background job, and they kept that real-time threshold as 10. Up to 10, okay. Beyond 10, let it go as a background job. But if we are uploading 15 records, say, I can manually update it to 15 and also I can upload, not a problem. I can edit this. But when the requirement is say 1500 records, SF will not allow you to maintain like this. Technically it will not stop you, but if you end up with any error, if you reach out to official SAP team for support, they say they can't support. We already recommended not to do this. We have given you a provision to edit only if the number is around 15 records, 20 records and all. Okay, you modify and do it in the back front end itself. But if it is a large number, do not do it. Leave it as it is, what is given, and let it go as a background job is what they say. So now we'll see it as a front end upload, how it will happen. Next, in the background upload, how it will happen. Also, one more example, we already have it. We'll see that. So now the file is location in incremental load. I have the file prepared. So let me just select the file. So I selected the file what I prepared, and on the right hand bottom corner, if I click on import, here you see this loading icon, guys, on the top left hand side, loading icon. So that loading icon, whatever you saw, because it's only one record, it just displayed for 3 seconds. If it's 100 or 200 or 1000 records, that loading will come for 5 minutes, where you can't close that screen. That means the upload is in progress. So to avoid that, to be stuck on the same screen for longer period, they say whenever the number of records are more than 10, let it go as a background process instead of uploading on the front end. But now, because it is only one record, it immediately uploaded. No errors, no failures, no warnings or no failed records. So it's only one record and it's successfully loaded. So now here in the manage org job pay structure under location, if you search for March 17th, so the location what we created, custom location March 17th is available here. This is the one which has uploaded. So March 1st, 2021, code, name, description as March 17th, status active, location group North America, time zone, weekly hours, all these fields. Legal entity of Western USA 1710, all this is given here. And country as only United States, rest all fields I did not give in the input, they did not come. So it's created now 17th March with 11:54 as the EDT time zone. If you convert it to IST, it will be 9:30 now. So this is how an upload can be done using import foundation data. So in the real time, similar way, we'll download the template from the customer system. We'll maintain one or two sample records like this. One or two sample records you can maintain like this, and you can explain the customer how to fill these fields, what are mandatory, what are mandatory. If you want, you can take a call and also explain them, giving some sample records, and ask them to fill the actual records, their actual divisions, all that. So those files we can use for upload. So this is how it happens in the real time with respect to the objects upload, guys, or normal foundation objects. Any questions on this?
Yeah, in SAP, when we upload it through LSMW, let's say the first record result into error, the LSMW will result into error, or the BDC will result into error. So this is how it works over here also. I mean, let's say out of 10, the first record results into error and rest 10 are successful. So will it upload the other 9 and it will
Yeah,
error
it
out
will.
one, or
It will. It will. That's what I told. Out of 100, if 90 are successful, 90 are loaded, 10 what are the errors? It will give you the number of failures as 10, and what are the failures? It will display here. Below that, in the log email, it will display what are those errors in the log. Okay.
Yes,
Any
Suresh
others?
Rupa, yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, now we just need to maintain codes. Now, from where can we provide this codes to our client? And say, is there an easy way out to get the codes?
See, codes means say now what we created status for status A is active, I for inactive.
Status.
What is status? It is a pick list. Go to pick list center, give the status as a pick list code. It will give you what are the values, labels, and its codes. Similarly, location group. Location group is not a pick list. It is one more foundation object. So that is the data you created already. What customer given data only that is created as location groups. So the codes are already available with customer also. Customer only given me this location groups.
Okay.
Next, like that. It's all about in the system. We will give whatever customer don't have, we can give it from the system. Next, time zones. What are the list of time zones from the system pick list center? You can take a list and a list of Excel, download it and share it to the customer. Geo zones again,
Yeah.
customer like that. Field to
Got
field,
it,
we
got it.
just look into that, and in this Excel sheet, whenever we are maintaining this sample records, guys, we will open one more tab, and here we will make drop down values with the code and the text. So whatever codes they have to take, they will take it and maintain it respectively. Okay.
Fine. Yeah, thank you.
but this external code is given by us. So, I mean, let's say there are 100 org units already into the system. How can I know that the last created org unit is cust location 16? I mean, and the next number range which I need to start from is cust location 17.
Very good. That is a good question. Where this location or org units, you say org units, if you say org units, I'll refer to business units, divisions, departments, all that. Location is a different thing. Okay. For location, which is coming from the normal foundation objects, we don't have an auto number generation process. But for normal foundation objects like legal entity, business unit, division, department, any of those things, we have a logic for auto number generation. But that will work only on the front end upload, front end maintenance through manage data. If you are going to create a new department, new division, I can have the number generation, auto number generation. If it is through upload, customer only have to give it. Okay, and upload will happen only in the initial time. Initially, when the project is starting, and the project is starting, if the customer says that I have 50 departments, list down all the 50 departments in an Excel and first maintain first as the code as one, Just drag it like this. For everything, there will be a code generated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. That's it. We'll upload it into the system. For every department, there is a code generated. Tomorrow, when you're uploading the employee data, this employee belongs to this department. So this employee belongs to finance department. For finance, whatever is the code generated, take that as a reference against the employee record. So this is a foundation data you maintain and you generate the codes for every value. This will be used as a reference later. Okay.
But let's say in case of a merger, there are 100 already created and I need to start from 101. So is there any
Definitely.
place where I can see?
No
Okay.
option. If it is upload, system will not at all auto generate. Even if it is employee also, employee data or foundation data, anything through upload process, you should give it in the file and load only. You are required to go and check what is the last one and you have to create it, even if it is a merger also. Okay. Only on the front end auto number generations will work. That too, for employee data it will work, for MDF objects it will work, for normal and for corporate data model level legacy objects there is no auto number generation. We are required to maintain it on the front end only. Okay. So that is how the location import works, which is an example of normal foundation objects. Even anything, pay components, frequencies, anything, same way, just get the respective file download, fill all the fields respective what are applicable for that, upload it. Same three conditions apply for any file. Mandatory fields should be mandatorily filled in. Date format should be MMDD and the last one is codes. For every field, codes is what you're required to give, not the labels. That is the way. So next thing is MDF foundation objects if I am required to upload. That is manage data.
We just saw one single record. Can we see multiple, more than 10 records also?
That's your assignment. Got it? Same thing. You just drag it. I can just drag it. And if I can upload one.
Background. I wanted to say it on background.
Background. I have an example of background. I am coming back to that. So in manage
Okay.
data, for MDF foundation objects, we'll see the background obviously. So now if I'm going to see divisions, divisions. So here in this manage data is where we basically create divisions, and for every division creation, these are the fields: start date, code, name, description, all this. This is the way how we create the divisions. Now if you are required to upload any of these divisions, departments, anything, so for that the action that has been given is import and export data. A separate location called import and export. Import and export. This is the one, import and export data. So here in this, you have an option. First, you are required to download the template for whatever data you want to download or you want to upload. First, the template you should have. So go choose download template and choose what template you want to download. Say divisions upload template. Choose it as division. Okay. So here you have department division. So department and division association is there. Division and business unit association is there. And if we created a subdivision as a field, subdivision and division association is there. Multiple files, wherever division is one of your object, all that files are shown. You choose your division as the only file what you want to upload now, independent divisions, and make sure include dependencies you are marking to 0, you are marking to no. Include dependencies as no. If you keep include dependencies as yes, in all the files wherever division is one of the field, all files will be downloaded, guys, dependent files. But that will every time be a the issue creating process. So we will never do that. We will just choose include as no. Whatever template that I want, only that I will download. So if I click on download, immediately the divisions upload process will be shown here. The division upload template will be shown here. So when you click on this, same like locations are uploading related, how you have all the divisions related also, you have the template, division related fields. Here, same what all fields you fill on the front end vertically, from top to bottom. Here the fields are horizontally aligned, all these things. Similarly, how we maintain the location related, for division related also, we can maintain the entry and we can upload. So here, what are the things that comes up specifically we look at. So let me start filling these records. So in that process, there will be a first field every time in the MDF objects called supported operator. You can leave it blank. Never use this. You just leave it blank. It's technically that comes up. No, nothing to do with it. Start date of your division. So again, I want to keep it as 1st of March 2021. So even here, you are required to make sure the date format is MMDDYYYY, which is where under format cells custom, mark it as MM/DD/YYYY. That's it. System will convert it. Code as custom division. So it's custom underscore division underscore March 17th. So today it's the March 17th custom code, custom division March 17th is uploaded. Now you have a name of that particular division, but the name field you have it in multiple columns, guys. What is this is the language of the name with along with its translation in multiple languages: English US, English UK, Chinese, Portuguese, Japanese, Russian, like this. In this instance system, whatever languages are activated, out of 43 in this current system, around 14 or 15 are activated. For all that languages, system is giving you the columns. So if the user is using in English, whatever you enter here, that will appear. If the user is using the system in Portuguese, whatever is the name translation you maintain here, that will appear. Like where among all these languages, whatever you fill in or you don't fill, not a problem. But this default value is a mandatory field. Name.default value is a mandatory field, guys. This is your mandatory to be filled. Say example, now I'm maintaining custom division March 17 is the name. This is I maintained in English US. I maintained in English UK also, and default value also I maintain now. Once I maintain like this, if the user is using the system in English US or UK, whatever is given here, that will display. If that is not found, what if say example, if the user is using in Portuguese translation is not maintained. So first system will come and see if in Portuguese what is the translation. If you have not maintained, the next thing where SF will go is in the provisioning system, guys. Just give me a moment. In the provisioning, I'll just log into the provisioning. We have an option in the provisioning called default language. Apart from that language pack section where the 43 languages are there, there is one more parameter called default language in the provisioning system. So there you are required to maintain a default language of your customer system. So what is the default language there? Second attempt system will go for that language. First, which language I am logged in, it will check. I am in Portuguese. What is the Portuguese translation? If I am in Russian, what is the translation? Like that. If the language in which I am logged in, the translation is not maintained, then in the provisioning system, what is the default language? System will check for that. So now I'm logging into the provisioning and showing you how it will and where it will appear. Just a moment. So this is a provisioning system. Click on the hyperlink of the company name, enter into that company, and here under company settings, the very first one, we know that we have all the language packs to be activated. So in the same place, the same page, basically not the same place, the same page here, if you search for default language, here you have it, guys. Default language as one more parameter. So this is the place where among that 43 languages, which is the customer's default language, you can assign it here. So that language, what is that, system will try to check. So when I'm using system in Portuguese or Japanese, that translation I'll try to find. If that is not there, then I'll go for the default language. Default language is English US. In English US, what is there, that will display. Even a user is using the system in Portuguese or Japanese, whatever, default language level, what is displayed, that is the second option it has to display. If you don't even maintain this also, this language also, And the last option is whatever you maintain in the default value, that will appear. Here you write it in Hindi, Arabic, whatever language, that only will appear to all the other languages also when the translations are not maintained. So default is the last option. This is mandatory. This you can't skip. Languages you can skip other languages, but default one you are required to maintain. That is the order, guys. The order what I told you now is an important certification question. How does the translations work? First, system will check for the logged in user language. If that translation is not found, default language in the system, what is the default language maintained? For that language, what is the translation? If that is also not maintained, default value is what system will take finally. And that is a mandatory field. You can't upload without this. Okay, so that is about this. Now, whereas as of now, I upload for these 3 languages. Other languages name translations I'm not going to maintain, leave it blank. Till here it's the name in multiple languages. Next we have a description field. Again, for multiple languages, again description also is given in all the languages. So I want to maintain it in the same label in English US, English UK, and default here also. Again, description or default value is also mandatory. Same thing I'm maintaining. And after the description fields are done, you have the next field coming as status of your newly uploading division. So same thing, A for active, I for inactive. I'll keep A and upload. And head of division is you are required to give whom you want to make as a head. You want to make Anya Singh as the head of the division, you want to make Mr. Alex as the head of the division, whoever, their username is what you are required to give, guys. Login name, username is nothing but the login name. So for Anya Singh, login name is SF admin. It's not the employee ID, it's the username. SF admin as the username I have given, that is Anya Singh will become the head of this newly created subdivision. And last, parent division, that is not a mandatory field. So this way you are required to fill the mandatory fields, the language translations, date format, the codes, all that you are required to take care and prepare this file like this. Now in import and export data, you downloaded the template. This time you can upload it, import the data. During import, you are required to choose what you're going to import. Again, division is what I want to import. Choose division as an object. Select the file what you prepared with the data. Browse the file. And here purge type is by default given as incremental. Here also you have both the options. Is that incremental load or a full purge? Same behavior there in that previous screen you saw a radio button. Here it's a drop down. That's it. No, nothing big difference. So like this, full purge or incremental you can choose. So incremental is what we every time recommend. On top of existing divisions, the new division is going to be uploaded. So what data is being loaded? The file for that for that data. Full purge or incremental. Obviously incremental, the default selection we leave it as it is. That's it. Rest all parameters leave them as it is. Do not touch anything. And here they also give you the suggestion for the date format. Of course, we follow the same one. For all the foundation objects and MDF foundation objects, MMDD is the format. So with all these things maintained, on the right hand bottom corner, if you import, if you clearly see here, we did not have it. Real-time threshold as a parameter, we don't have it this time. Where in the normal foundation objects, you had it. Real-time threshold, if the number of records are greater than 10, it will go as a background job. But here, by default, you don't have any option of real-time threshold. Even one file you are uploading or 1000 file, I mean, even one record you are uploading or 1000 records you upload, it goes as a background job only. It will not do a front-end approach at all. The entire file will go into the background. So now if I click on import button, guys, observe carefully, a pop-up comes and within a fraction of a second, it will be closed actually. And I click on import. A pop-up comes and it goes. What that pop-up actually says is, the file has been uploaded successfully into the server, not the data. The file, entire file has been loaded into SuccessFactors server successfully. It will internally validate the file, process the file and upload the data, and you will be notified on your email address with the log of the file. Is the upload log in the file, how many records are there, in which how many are loaded, how many are errors, what are the errors, all that log you will be getting on the email is what it says. That is it. But Not only in the email, even in the within the system also, you have a place where you can find that log called as monitor job. Because now when it is taken internally and uploading, it will do it as a background job. So to find the results of the background jobs, you have monitor job as an option. Under this monitor job is a place where you can find the log of your upload. So we have uploaded divisions. Divisions MDF import is what we have performed. The job status is completed. And if you go scroll to the extreme right, it will give you the job details. How many records are actually there in the file? How many system processed it? How many are passed? How many failed? Total there is only one record. System processed that one record and it is passed, no errors. That means now this new division what we uploaded is successfully loaded. If you want to find it here in the divisions, search with the keyword as March 17th. That comes up. Custom division March 17th with the start date as 1st of March. Next the code, name, division with all this, it is uploaded, guys. Okay, so what all fields we have given, with that it is loaded. So even this previous foundation objects, if you ask me to upload with 10 or more than 10 records also, same thing. It will just give you a pop-up message saying that the file has been loaded, the file has been taken into server successfully, and you will get as a background job result. Even that thing also we used to go to monitor job, and here only we should search. You will get an email, but that will take 2 minutes, 3 minutes delays. Emails will be triggered with some delay. But here the monitor job level, immediately the item will come, the line item. Okay, where the MDF objects, even 1 record or 100 records, it will go as a background job only. For this one, if it is more than 10 only, it will go as a background job. That's the only difference. That's why here I did not again separately keep it with more than 10 and I did not show you directly here. The same process, how it happens, I'm showing here. Okay, any questions here, guys? The three principles are the same: date format, mandatory fields, and the code.
Suresh, what if
Yeah.
when we hand over the system to client and when they whatever incremental they want to upload, and during this course if they go and select full instead of incremental load, uh, what will
First
happen in
of all,
that case is
what are we going to load through this? All are foundation objects. Foundation objects kinds of, which are don't have that file ready. Okay, which are divisions, departments, even locations, anything. Why will they need a necessity of uploading bulk? Initially only that will happen. After the project has started, we will only get a requirement of really something is happening, like new location branch is opened or a new department came. Rare cases, 1 or 2 things only will come. They will do on the front end only. Even if it is a bulk load, really, if there is a merger case, there are 50 more departments coming in, 40 more locations coming in also.
no.
They
Okay, not okay. We
will
won't
to
take
the support.
example of location or division. What if a manager changes?
Manager
Something
changes
like,
is the employee data. There
uh,
we don't have purge. That purge thing we'll see at the employee data level separately. Purges, first of all, definitely there is no chance here. I want to make it clear first. Purge, if you use, if you lost it, that's it. No option. Again, you are required to
okay.
reload the data. Again, you are required to create the data. It will override. If in my file, whatever are the records that I am now maintaining and loading, only that will be in the system. Previously, how many thousands or hundreds of records are there, that will be deleted. Okay. Yeah, so that is
Fine,
why
yeah.
when we use purge, it will even throw you that warning saying that this will override the existing data. 99% real time, customers will not handle the data loads at all. Downloading these templates, maintaining mandatory fields, what are the values or what are the codes of the fields, seeing that and maintaining all this, no customer will do. Only front end usage is what they do. Anything that requires this kind of technical things, they'll raise it to the support team. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Let's say the client is already having an ERP system and we are going for an EC implementation. So in that case also, I mean, we have to go for a full purge. or we sync the data with the backend system?
Initial thing is definitely manual upload. When you are preparing the SuccessFactors system for the first time from your legacy system, that might be a SAP HCM system or any other third-party old system, they will prepare the data in our formats, whatever Excel sheets we give. They are required to collect the data from their legacy system into SF compatible format and we'll upload. It's not a synchronization integration they don't do. Because when you are coming from the old system to the new system, okay, now we are going to scrap your old system, you are not going to use the system anymore. There is no point in spending efforts in again integrating the system with that system integration configurations. All nobody will invest in that for one time push of data. So that is where we give the templates, they'll fill the data in the templates and we'll upload. Okay,
But in case of hybrid implementations, we are keeping both the backend and the front end as success factor. So I
in that
already
case
have.
it's an integration. In that case it's an integration, then you will not use the files. End of the day, customer will not touch the. If it is file being touched, a consultant is coming in. If it's automated integration you want, that is where HCA HANA Cloud integration platform will there. Even then, customer will not be involved. No customer investing in these kinds of latest products and implementing. Nobody will take that responsibility of I as a manually maintaining the data. Today I am there. Tomorrow I will resign and in my place one more other HR administrator will come. Who is going to again teach all that to the admins? So end user related screen level things only they will take up. Any these kinds of technical things that will be pushed to the background teams only, consulting technical teams or the consultants, support teams, AMS teams, whatever are there. Okay.
Because in those cases, I already have the code generated into the backend. And when I am uploading the data over here, either I use the same codes as the external codes.
Yeah, if I want to do through upload, use the same codes. So whatever is in the legacy system, maintain the same codes and upload. If you use integration, there is no error also. Same whatever is the code that is generated in the parent system, it will go to the SF system. If SF is the parent, it has to go there. Even in that case, here if the number is generated from here, what is the number generated? It will go there. Got it? So that is with respect to the data loads, and that is for the foundation and the MDF foundation objects. Next is employee data. So with this foundation MDF foundation objects, all the foundation data is loaded. Division, department, legal entities, business units, locations, anything we'll upload through this and we'll keep the foundation data ready in the system. Once that is there, if you are required to work on employee data loads is for each and every portlet you have one file, guys. For salary information, for job information, for job relationships, education details, certification details, previous employment details, like this. For every portlet you have separate file to be uploaded. So minimum in every customer system on an average 18 to 20 minimum files will upload, average 18 to 20. If a customer is using more portlets, more custom portlets, anything, there are instances where it went to 30 files also. At every customer level, minimum 18 to 20 templates will definitely upload. So in that process of employee data uploads, we have 6 minimum mandatory files that you are required to import, guys. Where out of those 20 files, if a customer says that no, I don't have the employee education details, that's not a mandatory thing. I don't have employee address details, that is also not mandatory thing. Like that, many things are not mandatory. There are 6 basic important files. Without that, you can't say that employee is hired through upload. So these are the 6 files: basic import, biographical import, employment details, job, compensation, and personal information. These 6 files are to be loaded, that too in the same order. Then only you will be saying that there is one employee hired in the employee central system. Minimum 6. Out of this 6, first is the basic import. So in the initial days in a non-EC system, the UDF file what we saw to create some new users in the SF system, that is the same file. The mini master data file, basic import file is what you are going to load first, even for EC. So with that, say example 100 users you are loading, first 100 users are created in the system. Against that 100 users, you will be start filling the portlets: biographical portlet, employment details portlet, personal, compensation, all these portlets. So these are the 5 important portlets. First one is only a basic import file which will first create the user. Against that user, one by one, 5 different portlets level data you are required to upload. So these 5 minimum portlets you have a data, you can call it as an employee record. Other portlets, national IDs, email IDs, phone numbers, education, certification, dependents, everything is optional and there is no particular order also. If a customer is able to provide the data, we'll upload. If customer don't have the data, if they say that my Lexa system, I did not capture all these details, I don't have it, okay. These 6 files, there is no choice. There is no alternative. You are required to give me all these details. If I have to upload your legacy company data to new SF system from legacy system, these minimum data what you are required to give me. That is the way. So here in this first file, if I have loaded 100 records, here in this, if I am trying to load 125 employees, so 100 what are available in this previous file, that will be loaded. The remaining 25 will end up with error saying the dependent record is not found in the previous file. Any file. In compensation, if I am loading 200 employees, but in job information only 100 employees if I load, that 100 employees will be loaded. The remaining additional 100 employees will end up with error saying the dependent record in job info is not found, like that. So that is the way system has to follow the order, guys. After this, no file is mandatory. Even if you upload also, there is no specific order after that, whatever you import. And where do we do this import process is import employee data, the place where you are already used to load some basic uses in the system initially. The way have you imported through import employee data, the basic import file, the same place. So here under import employee data, we are every time limited to the first one at that stage, but now biographical, employment details, personal, job details, compensation details, phone, email IDs, national IDs, everything. Each and every portlet, one separate file of upload kind of thing is there. All these can be loaded one after the other, everything. So with that upload process, an employees will be created in the SuccessFactors system on the front end. Okay, so this thing we'll look in the tomorrow session, guys. How to create the files, how to upload them, how to see the logs, all that. Almost the same way how we done for foundation objects. It's not only about SuccessFactors only. Even if you talk about SAP, Oracle, anything, uploads related common things, guys. Mandatory field should be there. Code should be given in the files instead of the labels. Code should be given. Even it is SAP also same thing. Codes we used to give, not the labels. Okay. Date format thing is something that we are specifically required to remember here in SF. So foundation objects level, the default date format is mm/dd/yyyy. But when employee data level, the approach changes. What is that approach and all we'll discuss. Anything else? Any questions? Okay, fine guys. So that's all for now. So the tomorrow session we'll see the employee data loads first, starting with it, and followed by there are some business rule scenarios I have to take up. Business rule scenarios. So today I actually started with data loads. I should have first completed the business scenarios, business rule scenarios. No problem. Tomorrow after the employee data load concept is done, I will start taking some examples of business rules. Using business rules, we only used it for event result derivation and workflow. Apart from that, for different other things like some calculations, error message validations, okay, some alerts to be triggered in the system. So if, say example, employee's probation date is approaching or employee's passport is going to expire in next 1 week, so such kind of alerts to be triggered. We have different email, different workflow configurations, different business rule configurations to be done. So that scenarios tomorrow, starting mid of the session till day after tomorrow, we'll see different examples on business rules. With the agenda for next 2 sessions. Fine, guys. Thank you one and all. Have a nice evening.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.